All right, good morning. It's Alec coming back to you with another video. We're working in the shop. I'm pretty excited today. I got a big list of stuff to do. Thanks for coming back. Thanks for the recent subscriptions. You guys are awesome. Getting pretty close to maybe turning the key on this thing, and I think everyone's just as excited as I am. So today we have like I said, we have a list. First things first, I went and dropped off a set of wheels and tires that I picked up. I keep an eye out on Marketplace for wheels that I can recondition, get powder coated, and then I keep an eye out for used tires too. And usually out of that, I end up putting them together and making a couple dollars off it. So I found a set of 20x9 Moto Metals, found a set of hand-cooked tires, got them thrown together here soon. I will update you with what those look like when I get them back. Today on my list, I got a power steering pump, so hopefully we can get the front accessories done. I'm going to try and figure out my turbo oil line feeds and drains because I got some stuff in that Huron speed box that I didn't really think about, and I think I got to drill some adapters. So I got cab bolts, I got bed bolts, I got bolts for the grounds. I need to drop the tank again, which kind of sucks, but fuel tank AN lines is on my list because I did not tighten them before I put the bed on, which is a big dummy move, but here we are. So last things last, maybe it's not last, I don't know, but I got the diff cover off the rear differential, and I did that because I have a new gasket for it, and I thought that I was just going to be able to pull that cover off, 5 minutes, clean up, put the cover back on, right? No, you're wrong. So that didn't happen. It's pretty nasty. I'm gonna have to get it cleaned up. Not sure if I'm gonna end up using the gasket or if I'm gonna use like some Permatex, make my own gasket, but I really don't want to do that because I think this diff will be back open again eventually to do C-clip eliminators, and I don't want to deal with Permatex then. So I'm hoping I can clean up the cover. The diff is definitely, close enough to clean. So anyways, enough jibber jabbering. We are going to get to work today, and I'll check in with you guys later. Alrighty, friends, catching back up with you. Got a couple things knocked off the list. So first off, cab bolts. So the cab is fully bolted down. I got all 4 bolts in on each side. Just in case you're wondering, I did have to order bolts from McMaster Car. There are these long guys in a 5-pack, and it's an M12 by 175, and I got the 120 millimeters long. You could probably do 110 if you wanted to, but I want a little extra wiggle room. Second thing I got done on the list is all the bed bolts are in, so you can see right there we got some nice black hardware, all anti-seized up so they don't rust in place, and that's all in. And then the cab grounds are done. And I've been here for about an hour, and that took about 50 minutes of that hour. So just had to chase the threads with a tap and die, or sorry, just a tap, and it took a long time. And for some reason, can't find any WD-40 or PB Blaster out here, so that didn't make things any better. So apparently I need to get some of that. We're gonna move on next. I wanna get the power steering pump on, get the belt on the front of the engine. That'll make me pretty happy, so we're gonna work on that next. Alrighty, coming back to you with a little update. I have, you just saw some time lapse. Got the turbo oil feed tapped in. Put a 1/8 inch MPT fitting to 4AN adapter in that oil cooler block off plate. Got the line on there right now. It's running backwards behind the engine up over a transmission, and I'll show you where it comes out. Alrighty, so it comes up over the back of the transmission, back of the engine, up behind the firewall, and here we have it. So I think I might flop this around, put the 90-degree on the bottom because I really do need it down there, and then the feed can just come in at the top of the turbo straight with a slight bend in it. So I'll probably end up swapping that around, but I think I might put the turbo on. I'm not sure. But anyways, some of the other things that I got done since I saw you last, you saw a little time lapse of me fighting this power steering pump. I have no clue what's going on there, but I can tell you one thing. My Harbor Freight, Pittsburgh, greatest tool ever installer, no bueno. I don't know what's going on. I threaded the thing in there, tried to hold it, spin it, kind of thing, just like the instructions say, no good. So I ended up having to basically muscle it on there by grabbing the back of the pulley to hold it and just turning one of the nuts on it. I tried like 3 different things. I looked up a YouTube video. It fought me like crazy. But moral of the story, maybe don't buy Harbor Freight stuff if you expect it to be great. But everything's on the front of the engine. Pretty stoked about that. Ended up throwing on the bracket, all the stuff for the wires. I got this positive, which needs to mount to the side of here. That goes to a starter. I need to get all that figured out, but pretty happy with everything being on the front of the engine now. I am gonna deal with this feed line a little bit, and we got a couple more things on our list over here. What we got? Power steering pump, almost done. Fuel tank and lines, so we gotta drop the tank and get those tight, and then maybe work on that rear diff cover right there. So pretty happy with the progress so far. I'll check in with you guys in a little bit. Peace. We're gonna do a little voiceover here because we haven't done one in a while, and you guys might get tired of my music selection. So here I am cleaning up the rear differential cover. I had some of the old gasket on it, and the previous owner had the rear diff sitting outside for a little while, so had to clean up a little rust on it. I started off with a more abrasive, aggressive, like a 3M pad basically, and then you could see I was making quite a mess, clean that up, but then I moved on to a roll-lock disc, kind of to finalize and finish off what I was doing, clean up the edges. Here you can see covering the ring gear and everything in the center, and getting the outer portion all cleaned up with some brake cleaner, and getting all the gasket off there. Blew out all the holes for the bolts, and then in the background on the bench I was getting the gasket all lubricated up with some oil on both sides so that it doesn't stick, and maybe I can reuse it if I have to. One of the most important things, got the fill plug out. Should never drain a diff if you can't get the fill plug out, but I knew I could buy a different cover if I had to. So here I am torquing it down. I started with the star pattern and then went around the outside, 30 foot-pounds. Booyah. That right there is what you call a day of success. So I got the power steering pump on, turbo, oil, line, feeds, got that mostly figured out. Cab bolts, bed bolts, cab grounds, fuel tank and lines are tight. Rear diff cover is on, clean, with a new cover and new gasket, or not new cover, just new gasket. And the starter's all wired up. So yeah, that was a pretty successful day. I'm pretty happy with everything we got done. Since I last saw you on camera, that new gasket, all torqued down, everything's good to go here. And got the fuel tank lines all tightened, dropped it down, tightened them up. And one thing that I didn't really anticipate doing, but ended up getting done, is the big wire that goes from the starter to the battery. Got that all tight and got the trigger wire tight too. So pretty happy with everything that I got done today. Thanks so much for watching. I think this is where I'm going to leave it off for now. I'll see you guys in the next video. But until then, peace.